All right, I cracked out my competition rod, and this is a culmination of stuff I learned from Bruce Cruck and Zach Williams and Whitney Gold at Poppy's Spey Clave. I'm taking a break from the Skagit stuff and the trout stuff and having to reteach myself to use long belly or mid belly. Anyway, here are some things I'm doing different, and I'm just going to do a few casts. The main thing I'm doing different is I'm trying to keep everything way out in front of me, meaning my hands, trying to keep everything in front of me, in front of my body. I'm trying to get that anchor to land out in front of me to where my fly or my line has to cast right over the top of where the anchor lands. I want to make sure when I'm sweep, my rod tip is going up so the anchor lands from the leader to the tip first, very lightly. And then I'm trying to make sure I extend my stroke by using both top hand, bottom hand. In the forward cast, I'm using a little bit more bottom hand during the sweep. In my forward cast, or in my single spey, and I am drifting very high and in front of me, so I have a long casting stroke. So I'm just going to try to whip off a few casts and see how they go. So I'm going to lift, sweep with the rod tip going up, keeping everything in front of me, drift high, and try to cast before there's too much stick. I'm going to try to cast, get that anchor as light as I can and far out in front of me as I can, and extend my stroke, bottom hand and top hand, as far out in front of me as I can. And I'm gonna use the least amount of effort, try to get a tight uniform loop, go for a pretty cast, a correct cast, and really it is distant casting, but what happens is if you do everything correctly, your line, you get proper turnover, it lays out straight, and you get everything out of your line you can because it's straight and it turns over. So if you do all those things, what I'm really concentrating on is making the things happen with the rod and line and not worrying about what my body is doing, because I know that part. I'm just paying strict attention to anchor placement, lightness of the anchor, keeping my hands in front of me, and using both my bottom and top hand for the forward cast. So you'd think for a long line you'd want to use your arms and get your rod way back and really flail hard. But what I'm trying to do, and this is just kind of a journey, just trying to test some things out, trying to keep everything in front of me. Cast like that. Boom. Pretty good. I'm gonna lift, sweep, cast. That time I didn't use enough top hand. Lift, sweep going up. Okay, that time my loop was round. So lift, sweep, Here I go. Left, sweep. I'm gonna shoot a little wide so I know what's going on. Lift slow, rotate my body, push out with my bottom hand. I'm gonna go for an ultra tight loop with my bottom hand in the cast. Fail. I'm not trying to get a super dynamic D loop, but just a proper taut one with good anchor placement. There. That was good. Left sweep going up. Everything turned over that time. That's what I'm after. Loop still just a little wide. That's pretty good. Hey, that time my lift sucked because I was a little not smooth enough, and it felt like I had weight on the end of my line. It's got to be smooth and steady, and that time I messed up. Just like that time. Okay. Keep everything in front of me. Sweep using a lot of bottom hand because I can control my anchor that way. There. I'll take that. Wrap that line around my head. That was nice. Okay, here we go. Okay, what I'm really trying to do on this forward cast, trying to keep my sweep and everything with my hands in front of my body, and then drift, lengthen my casting stroke by drifting forward, and then maximum top and bottom hand in the forward stroke. And when I hit all those right, I get a really nice loop. So I'm gonna see if I can do one. When you do that and your anchor's light, you can really get some good, just a nice cast. I didn't like that. One more time. Keep my hands, everything out in front of me, in front of my body. Rock my body though. If I can do one right, you can hear the sound and it'll make sense. That's not the sound we're after. That's not the sound either. Okay, I'm gonna reel some line in. far, but pretty nice. There, I didn't get my sweep, I didn't get my, it was just bad. It was just bad. You don't need to know the gory details. Too much stick. I didn't have my tip going up in the sweep. Bad sweep. There, that was better. There it is, right there. I hope it showed up. Anyway, thank you for traveling on this journey with me.